What's up, guys? How's it going? Sure has had a couple people here. Bear with me for a second. How's everyone doing today? Wednesday, hump day. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Hello, hello. Julie's on. Hi, Julie. Hi, Anna. How are you? Glad you're on. Jay's on. What's going on, Jay? What's up, my brother? How you doing? Welcome to Cooking with Ryan, aka Big Papi. I'm coming to you guys live from Goodyear, Arizona, and I'm making fish tacos tonight. Not to brag, but these are awesome. So, and I always try to make this easy for you guys to follow so you guys can do this too. So, as always, I make everything fresh, out of the package, and always from scratch. All right, you got that, okay. So I do this because it's easy, you know. I would love to be able to go and go help fishing or rock fishing and bring it home fresh and cook it, but I live in Arizona. I'm not that close to the coast, and a 3-hour drive each way to go to, well, you know, to go to Rocky Point to do that just doesn't work all the time. So I went to Winco and I found some cod. I'm going to show you guys here what it looks like here. Cod works really good for fish tacos. I like using cod. This is about $12, about what that costs, okay? And all I'm gonna do is cut this in pieces. That way it's really easy to put it in the batter and cook it up here. I'm also gonna put this in a beer batter, and very important with a beer batter is you have a beer. That's right. Make sure you have beer for the beer batter and beer for the cook. Doesn't matter what kind of beer you guys use, whatever you guys are drinking, whatever you have, it'll work. So, okay, so we got the fish here. I'm gonna cut this up here. I'll show you guys here. I'm gonna cut it in smaller pieces. That way it's easy to, this will work here. That way it's easy to cook, okay? So I'm just gonna slice this here. I can actually do this in probably three sections here, and then we'll slice it long-wise, or it's going to be short-wise once I get done slicing here. And yes, thank you very much for letting me know where you guys are watching from. I always enjoy seeing how far our reach is here on Facebook. Let's see, so probably right about here. And you can't, you know, do this raw. You can do pieces about this size, or you can cut that in half, whatever works best for you, okay? So I'm gonna get a plate to toss this on. And yes, when you say hi, it's great because I always post pictures later on with when I'm cooking and how it turns out, what it looks like, how I, you know, put it on a plate, what it looks like, give you guys an idea. So there's one piece there I cut. We're gonna go ahead and slice this one in half because it's kind of a thick one. Like so. And we're gonna cut this one in half here also. Like that there. So I'm just gonna cut a couple up here. I'm gonna cut these up later so I can get the rest of the stuff I'm doing here, so I don't keep you guys on here forever. You guys, this time is valuable here. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. So I have some cooking oil warming up in the background here, and I usually have that I have an electric stove, so it's about a medium as far as you know, heat-wise goes. I'm using just a Winco pure vegetable oil. I don't know if you guys can see that there. Vegetable oil or corn oil works great for this. You want to make sure it's gonna, you know, fry up the fish really good and it's done. So those are what I use. So if you guys have any other ideas, I'd love to hear them. I make a coleslaw when I do it here. About a coleslaw. This is just a Dole coleslaw. It's about, I think it's about $1 or something like that I picked up. And it's always too much. We just make some of it there. So I'm gonna make up the coleslaw here first and put that in the fridge so it can soak up the coleslaw dressing. And I do make my dressing fresh and from scratch, okay? Fresh out of the jar, Lighthouse. This is the bomb right here with coleslaw dressing. You know, like I said, we'd like to do this easy so you don't have to make it up, make it simple. This is great dressing. So use this coleslaw, this is great dressing, okay? So a container right here. Put some coleslaw in there. And this is just as easy as opening the bag up of coleslaw, putting some in, like so. Put that aside. That's all done. And then we add our dressing to it here. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by Lighthouse. This is what I like to get though. Lighthouse coleslaw dressing, good stuff there. What's up, Sherry? How are you? Okay, so, and I don't measure stuff out. I kind of, about that much. See how that works. And you know what? A little bit is always better than too much. So I just take a knife and I just move that around a little bit. And I'm going to need more than that, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And remember putting this in the fridge for about 20 minutes or something like that while you're cooking the fish up. It's going to soak this up real good, and it's going to make it really great to put with your fish tacos, okay? I'm going to show you guys the tortillas I'm going to use here. And really, you can use corn tortillas or flour tortillas, whatever works best for you. A smaller tortilla, not the great big ones, are probably good ones to use, okay? What's up, Sherry's on. Hi, Sherry, how are you? We have Sherry, we have Kim. Hi, Kim. Glad you joined us. So you don't want to get it too soggy, but you want enough dressing there so it kind of starts to stick together a little bit like that, and it kind of starts to form up a little bit. Not like that. I'm going to toss this in the fridge, and that can sit while I get my fish going here. Okay. This is a great, and you guys are probably finding this at most stores. I usually get the beer batter from either my Walmart neighborhood store here right on the block, or we go to Winco and get it. So this is what it looks like. This is called Louisiana Beer Bat. Really good. I like the spices in here. I've tried a couple different ones. This one is good, and it's about $1. It's not very expensive. So I use the whole thing when I do this, because trying to save it or you just use a little bit doesn't always work. So open it up and use it. It's only $1, so you get another one if you want to do something later on. Not a big deal. Andy's on. What's up, Andy? How you doing, brother? So, guess what I'm doing here. And to mix this up here, I use about three quarters of a beer to do it. So, speaking of beer, yeah. So, take your beer and just put a little bit in there to start with. Just take a fork or whatever you're going to use to stir it up with. Stir it up. I put about half in there to start out with. It's starting to clump a little bit, so I'm going to add some more beer to that. And don't worry about getting your family or kids drunk. The beer cooks out, so really. So mix that up really good. It starts to clump again, like I said, add a little more beer to it. And really, I use about 3/4 of beer to do that there. And usually a couple beers for the cook. So, good rule of thumb there. Always gonna make sure you're getting more beer in you than you're putting in the food, so it's important. All right, so get that mixed up really good here. I'm gonna show you how I do this here. Just a second. A little bit more beer in there to make sure that's going to be good and mixed up there. And I always appreciate you guys sending me pictures of what you guys are having for dinner, the messages with the recipes, stuff to try on my lives, and stuff you're doing. I love seeing that. So, okay, so that's about what it looks like when that gets all mixed up right there. Tortillas. I found these great tortillas at Winco. These La Banderita, I guess. They're lower in carbs. My wife and I are eating healthy, so these have about 5 net carbs. And there's different tortillas you can use. Like I said, the smaller tortillas like that, or corn tortillas work great. And when you're done cooking the fish up, all you do is warm up a flat pan on the stove and warm up some tortillas, and there you go. Like I said, I'll be throwing some extra pictures in the comments later on so you guys see what it looks like when I'm done and how I put it together. So I get that all mixed up here. I'm going to take you guys over here to the stove with me and show you how we do this here. Set this aside here. So bear with me here. I'm going to take you guys over here with me. Plug my phone and bring you guys over here. So you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. See if I can keep from burning the house down here. All right, so got our fish pieces. You guys remember I did right there. And this is warmed up. I can feel it pretty warm. Like I said, I have it on a medium heat. Take your fish, use your fingers. Get it mixed in there really good. Get that batter on there. Pull it up, let it drip a little bit. Stick it in the pan, okay? It's important when you're doing this that you try to space them out so they don't touch, okay? And I have about maybe, I don't know, 3/4 to an inch of oil in there. It's not real high. It's just enough to kind of cover almost the top, but not quite. I'm going to turn them over again, so it's not a big deal. So another piece in here. I can usually do 4 or 5 pieces usually if I have smaller pieces in there. Just depends on how much I move around a little bit. Looks like we're going to do 4 this time. Larger pieces here, so I'm going to put one across the top here. Just like that. Okay, so let me see if I can lift this up so you guys can see in the pot there. So it looks like they're cooking there. And I just take a metal spatula and get that out here. Well, not metal spatula, but some metal tongs, okay? And when they're about done, you just take and you flip them over to the other side and cook them up a little bit. You want to brown just a little bit. And you can tell when they're done, they start to get just a little bit hard if you want them too hard, okay? And when they're done, I pull them out, and I usually put them in a bowl like this with some paper towels. That way they kind of, get the oil out a little bit, and then put the paper towels over the top of them. And that's it. Simple, easy. Get it back over here. Simple, easy. So, Louisiana beer batter. I used codfish. And like I said, any kind of fish works great. I would recommend probably not using salmon for doing fish tacos. Doesn't really work out as good. But tilapia can work. I like using the cod. It's easy. It tastes good. Halibut works great. Usually more expensive. So depending on what you want to spend. Like I said, this big thing I got this big huge fillet I got was about $12. Just slice it up in small pieces. Get your oil warmed up. Put your beer batter in a bowl, mix it up, add your beer to it. Put it on the stove and cook it. So, easy, simple. As always, if you guys have any questions, you're always welcome to message me. Drop in the comments if you want to. Any questions, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll do this again soon, okay? See you later. Bye.